What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. One time for the one time. We back on that YTBC shit. Talk today about, reviewing the Adrien Broner, Mikey Garcia press conference. There's a lot of press conferences that went on today. E. Banks Jr., Arthur Abraham had a press conference. I did a review on Triple G and Canelo kicking off their opening press conference, and Billy Joe Saunders still in the show, and Oscar's dumbass remarks still in the show as well. Now we here with Adrien Broner, Mikey Garcia. I had no idea all these press conferences were on today. In the grocery store watching this one, had to stop it. Then I got home, watched the rest of it, and it was fairly entertaining. It's always entertaining with Adrien Broner. So let's get into it. So why did he have this salmon ass Puma tracksuit on and it's tight as fuck? What is up with all these guys wearing these rips in their jeans and these tight as fuck tracksuits? And next thing you know, niggas gonna be wearing purses and sundresses. You feel me? But and he's sagging. Pull your fucking pants up, man. You're a grown ass fucking man. But one of the major takeaways from this fight was the fact that for this press conference, was the fact that they were trying to sell Adrien Broner as being undefeated fighter at 140 pounds or below. And it's funny how these boxing guys like Lou DiBella, these promoters try to, spin shit and try to spin it, repack it, and sell it to the fans as, oh, he's undefeated versus 140 pounds. And fighters and fans of the fighters, they all take the bait. They really start to believe their own shit don't stink. For the simple fact that 140 pounds and below, he absolutely beat nobody, and everybody he's beat is irrelevant right now. Eero Perez, or retired. Ponce de Leon, where is he at? Vincent Escobedo, where is he at? Antonio DeMarco, where is he at? Khabib, where the fuck did he go? Emmanuel Taylor just got iced, got his third loss in a row. So where are these guys at? Who did he fight at 140? Every time he stepped up at 147, he got smashed, including Paulie really kind of beat him, if you depending on how you scored the fight. Fans, he just wanted to focus. Every fight is with Adrien, he wasn't focused. And that's the kind of shit they trying to spin. Lou DiBella opened up, hopefully saying, that Adrien Broner is more of a problem to others than himself for his sake and their sake as well. You see what side Steven Espinoza sitting on the Golden Goose house, who's doing all these ratings and shit. And at the end of the day, when he loses, and if Mike Garcia becomes a bigger star, he's gonna be sitting on that side partying with them and leaving this kid where the fuck they found him in the street. Adrien Broner needs to realize that. They're trying to pump his head up, saying he's a bigger star than Terence Crawford as well. And I agree with that. He is a bigger star. He's not a better boxer. He's a bigger star, And they try to, because a reporter asks, is this a stay busy fight for the winner to get an opportunity versus Bud Crawford? And Lou DiBella answered the question, say, these guys are both bigger stars than Terence Crawford in the sport of boxing. We're not waiting for Terence Crawford at all. And he's right, though, as far as, them be. I don't know about Mike Garcia being a bigger star than Terence Crawford at this point, but Adrien Broner definitely is a more marketable, a more well-known commodity as far as popularity than Terence Crawford. And after this fight, Mikey Garcia will be as well. This is the fight. You don't hear anybody talking about going to Omaha to watch Terence Crawford and Ndongo. Nobody checking for those tickets, and it's the truth. This is the biggest fight of the summer so far that's been made. I don't think, anything can phase it. Other than Canelo Golovkin, if you still consider that a summer fight, kind of a fall-summerish fight. But this is the biggest fight in the heart of the summer. You know what I'm saying? And, it is what it is. Mikey got up there, kept everything professional. And straight shooter. He said, he says, this can happen, that can happen. I don't know if I carry my power up, but I'm very confident that I can. He's very confident it could beat Broner. They asked him, was he going to use the Madonna blueprint? He said, we're two different type of fighters. He said, I'm more of a calculated boxer. But if I have to bring the pressure and be aggressive, I'll do what I have to do to win. And he sounded very confident, very professional. And that's how Adrien Broner should be acting, because this is a do-or-die fight for him, or go back to Cincinnati. And another big takeaway from the fight was the fact that Adrien Broner revealed that if he comes in overweight, that it's a $500,000 penalty for him. And he says hasn't been making weight at other fights because they've been at 144 and catch weights. He said, what the fuck I'm fighting for? I'm not fighting for a title. He said, ain't shit on the line. He said, this fight with $500,000 on the line, if I don't make weight, you damn right I'm gonna make weight. I can make weight. But the funny thing about it is, the Adrien Granados fight was supposed to be at 140. Almost when the training camp was winding down, they paid him some money, put it in the contract, and moved up to 147. That seems to be a thing in boxing. Canelo has done it multiple times versus Alfredo Angulo. They can't make weight, don't want to get embarrassed on the scale, so they make a back deal behind stage or close to the fight and pay the fighter other money and move the weight up a little bit, especially if it isn't for the world title. That is becoming infamous in this era. But you know, Broner was still up there clowning around, still not taking serious. I watched his sparring the other day. He knocked down a sparring partner. He trying to hump him, pat him on his back. In this press conference, I don't even think he's taking life serious. Even after get shot at 8 times in his truck, he still hasn't been taking life serious. Going to jail for 72 hours. He still is not taking life serious. He still thinks shit is a game. And the guys that to the right of him, they don't give a fuck. You know, they can't control him. He has a father in his life, still can't control him. So he said he getting serious for this fight, but it's getting serious ain't some shit that you just flick the switch on and you just do. Getting serious is some way you carry yourself every fight. It's repetition. You know, you just don't hit the switch and become serious. But you know, they was asking a number of questions around. You know, Nestor Gibbs asked him a question. He told him, "Man, I don't like your ass," and they snatched the mic away from Nestor. He said, I'm just playing. But what every joke is the truth. And if you know the backstory, if I'm correct, he doesn't like the boxing voice because for the simple fact they criticize him. He makes interviews with him and doesn't show up and hold his obligations. So you know what I'm saying? You know, people have valid criticism. It ain't like that show was just bashing him, you know, just to be funny about it because he's a, you know, or whatever. You know, it's valid. You know, you can't take valid criticism. Don't box. Don't be in the media's eye. Stop doing dumb shit. You know? But Mikey, you know, he was asked a number of questions about how he was going to approach the fight. You know, he said he's just going to, you know, do what he got to do to win, basically. Same as for, you know, Adrien. You know? Talking about he can do it all. He can't do shit. What? Who brainwashed this kid to think he can do it all? He don't do shit well in that boxing ring, really. He's a good body puncher. He don't throw a lot of volume of punches. You know, he is accurate with his punches when he throw them, but they don't have the velocity. They pity-pat punches most of the time. His base is too long. He's not a good power puncher. It's a lot of holes in this game that's not being fixed, and guys, you know, are calling for Mike Stafford head for the last few fights. But at the end of the day, maybe this kid just ain't got it. You know, you can give him a trainer. You know, maybe he just ain't got it. He's not at desperation yet. But if he loses this fight, it will be DEFCON 4, and I will, you know, let him as a journeyman step up in his third loss to elite level to a guy that's smarter than him. So we'll see. It was a good press conference.